So Us just came out in 4K Ultra HD and on Blu-ray, and that is what I will be reviewing for you guys today. And if you didn't see my video review of the movie itself, I actually reviewed this when it was out in theaters, and you can check out the link to the video right over here. And if you like that video, and if you like this video, guess what? I do this kind of stuff all the time. So subscribe right down here and click that notification bell if you want me to tell you when all of these great videos come out, because I do this all the time. And getting into the video quality, starting off with the Blu-ray, just because that's where I always start off. This movie was shot all digitally, and that is something that is very important because of black levels. You know, when you shoot digitally, black levels tend to be filmed a lot better with a lot more dimension in those black levels, and you can see a lot more into them. You can see quite a bit into those black levels, but I would have liked to go deeper. There is some crushing when it comes to these blacks in this transfer, and sometimes you do not get the detail into them that you would want to have. And for a transfer that is so dark, this transfer actually has quite a bit of detail in it. Even though they are in very obvious places like close-ups and the scenery and a lot of the environments of the cabin that they are in, it is still very revealing. And to talk about clarity, this is a very clear and very crisp looking Blu-ray that does have a slight hint of film grain that I will say for you grain haters out there. And with that being said, I will give this an 8 out of 10. This is a very good looking Blu-ray that seems like it could definitely benefit from a 4K transfer. And getting into that transfer and the 4K disc, this was actually given a 2K digital intermediate, so this is actually upscaled to 4K, but don't worry about it because we have been blessed with Dolby Vision here to help things out, and let me tell you, it definitely does. Sharpness and clarity get a pretty damn good bump when you get into the pores of characters' faces, and specifically in those darker scenes, you can see deeper into these black levels, and it really helps out to have Dolby Vision to really see deeper into those black levels. Also, now there is less grain here than on the Blu-ray. It's a lot more of a cleaner presentation, so that means that clarity is bumped up also. And when you're getting into the HDR and the Dolby Vision, a lot of the highlights that you would consider for a normal HDR performance aren't really here. This just isn't that kind of a movie. You know, there are some scenes at a beach, and there are some scenes during the daytime that do show off a little bit of the kind of spectral highlights that you would want to see in a release like this. But for the most part, this is a very dark and very somber, very moody film. And that means that this is going to be a very dark and very black film, like I have stated previously. And here we are given a more stable transfer that has deeper black levels, and with the Dolby Vision we are given a sweet performance. When it comes to this transfer, this is just more refined. I am going to give this another 8 out of 10. This is more along the lines from what I would see, but it is the typical bump up from what you guys would expect. And getting into the audio here, whether you watch this on Blu-ray or 4K, you get the same Dolby Atmos track. That is something that Universal likes to do that I have always commended them for. And this is a pretty damn good one, and it is very atmospheric. Speaker separation from the front speakers to the surrounds is top-notch, giving you a very wide and very circumferencing field of sound that is something that you would want to see from a new release out there. High speaker work is used sparingly but effectively. There are some very ominous kind of sounds that come from the house that take place in the upper channels, and along with that we do get the score in the overheads from time to time. But the star of the show here is the bass response. That's what I expected coming into this, and that is what I got here. It is very dynamic with the highs, mids, and low frequencies, and it definitely gives you that kind of immersive quality that really brings this audio mix up a notch. And for that, I am going to give this a 9 out of 10. And for the digital copy here, this is a Movies Anywhere digital copy, which means that you can download this on iTunes and on Vudu, along with a lot of other services, and you will get the 4K copy there. And as far as the special features goes, all of these special features are actually on this 4K disc. And that basically contains about 6 featurettes that are about 5 minutes long each. So you have a couple that go into the making of the film. One in particular discusses the duology between the doppelgangers and the actual actors. And then you have quite a few that have to do with Jordyne Peele. One that talks about his fear of doppelgangers and how he might actually feel like they are actually out there. That is kind of weird. And there are quite a few that go into the problems that can come up and the tasks that the actors had to go through in order to pull this doppelganger side of themselves off. That is quite the bit of an acting feat that they do in this movie, and it is definitely something to watch. Along with that, you do get some deleted scenes as well. Look, this is a decent amount of special features here, and even though they don't go on for that long, all of them are on the 4K disc. So I'm actually going to give this a 7 out of 10. And to get into my last looks at us, this is a great and very worthy follow-up for Jordyne Peele from Get Out. You know, I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I actually like this movie better than Get Out, even though the more you actually think about us, the more it kind of falls apart. But at least it is a more straight-up horror movie, which is my kind of vibe. So if you are the kind of person that liked Us, but thought that there wasn't enough horror in it, you will enjoy this more. And if you didn't watch my video review for Us, I actually gave it a 9 out of 10. And to add up all my scores for the Blu-ray and the 4K version of Us, that comes out to a 33 out of 40. If you liked this movie, you will enjoy the nuance to the transfer here and the audio quality, because it is pretty good. And coming up next on the channel, I do still have to review Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Got the Steelbook right over here for you guys. And then today, I just got in Hulk, Waterworld, and the new 2019 Pet Sematary, all in 4K Ultra HD, and I will be reviewing that for you guys. So, if you are excited about all of that, comment down below. Let me know about other things that you want me to review for the month. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't even say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.